Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ayomide, and if this is your first time here, you are most welcome. If you are a returning viewer, you are highly appreciated. Thank you for always coming back. In today's tutorial, I'll be sharing how I made this denim jacket. I used a denim fabric to make this notch collar jacket. If this is something you want to learn, then this tutorial is for you, so stick around. If you haven't subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and let us jump right into this tutorial. To begin, as always, I would be working with my patterns, and I have my front borders drafted out already. For the back, I would be using a previous pattern. This is a pattern for a gown. I'll just modify it into a blouse by shortening the length. So the length of the back, the original length of this pattern is about 34 inches, and I need about 24 inches for the blouse. So I'll just shorten it to what I desire. That is the beauty of having your patterns all drafted out already. So now the major work is on the front, and let us start the modification for the front. The length of the front pattern is 25 inches. Also, I have gone ahead to place my horizontal measurements, my bust measurements on the chest line, my waist measurements plus 1 inch dart allowance and half-inch ease, and my hip measurement on the hip line, which is also the full length of the blouse. Also, I left about 2 inches from the center front. This would enable me draft out the collar for this jacket. So guys, to proceed, the first thing I will do is to mark out my darts. So I added 1 inch as my waist dart allowance, and I'm just going on to draw it out. After doing that, the next thing I did was to mark half of my shoulder slant, and that was about 2.5 inches. I connected that to the waist dart in this manner. Afterwards, I went on to mark my 1 inch, which is going to serve as the button stand. Normally, your button stand shouldn't be more than 1 inch, so 1 inch always works. After marking that, the next thing I'll need to do is determine my breakpoint. And for these, I want the chest line to be my breakpoint. So this is where the collar would intercept at the center front. So I'll just pick up my pattern master and rule it, making sure the line cuts across the chest line. So that right there would serve as the base for my collar. Moving on, I would be extending the line, the neckline, into the 1 inch allowance I marked. I'd also mark 1 additional inch, making 2 inches from the center front, and draw the lapel this way. So the wideness of your lapel can be more than 2 inches from your center front, okay? So from that line also, I'll come up by about 0.75 inch and then create a slanted line in this manner. So right now I am done with the lapel. Now to draft the rivet collar, I would need to attach an extra pattern paper at the upper part of my pattern. After that, I will be grabbing my back pattern and measure the neckline. So my neckline is about 2.7 inch. So what I'll do next is to draw a slanted line in this manner. Okay. That 2.7 inch that I marked from my back pattern, I'll mark it on that line. Then I'll square a line across. I'll now measure the width of my rivet collar. For my rivet collar, I'll be going for 3 inches wideness, and I'll create a curve that will end on the lapel. So guys, initially I made a mistake and ended my lapel on the center front, but we're supposed to end 1 inch after the center front that is on the button extension. Okay, you can see that it is having a very weird look. So to redraw this on my lapel line, I would mark 0.75 inch inward, and from there I would angle my tape and mark another 0.75 inch and connect my lapel, my rivet collar rather. So just watch the way I will be connecting this now and compare it to the initial one that I drew earlier. You can see that this one looks more like it. That is that about the rivet collar. Moving on, I will be marking 1/2 inch outward this way on the rivet collar and use the curvy part of my pattern master to draw in a curve and reconnect back to the length of the collar. Okay, this is more of a standard. Here I'm labeling. I have the lapel, I have the rivet collar, and the main body. Right here, I am trying to detach my pattern out so that you can see the patterns that I would be working with. So guys, here are the pattern that I would be working with. I've got the center front, side front, and the rivet collar. And as for the back, I would be extrapolating the length that I need, which is 25 inches. I'll just take that out from the pattern while cutting on my fabric. I have gone ahead to cut out on my jean fabric. I've got the side front here. I cut out 2 pieces. That is all that I need. And as for the center front, I cut out 4 different pieces. 2 would be for the main fabric and 2 would serve as the lining. So the main fabric is this, and the lining I ironed in interfacing on the supposed fashion fabric, and that is because I want this part of the jean to show on the outside as you saw in the finished look earlier. So you would understand this as time goes on. As for the back also, you can see this is what I have. I just cut out the length that I needed from my pattern. I also cut out facing for the back to finish the neckline. This would be sewn alongside the lining for the center front too. As for the rivet collar, I cut it out on fold so that I don't have to join along the center back. And I have just 2 pieces. I also ironed in interfacing on the entire fabric. So guys, to proceed with the sewing, starting with the back, all I need to do is to sew down my dart allowance, the waist dart that I have along the back. And as for the front, I will be joining the center front to the side front. I'll repeat likewise for the both sides of the front. And after joining, this is what I have. So this is the back. Remember the back was 2 single pieces. So I joined it together along the center back using a French seam. Don't worry, I would illustrate how I did it soon. I also finished off the seam of the front, the center front and the side front using a French seam also. And this just helps to prevent fraying. So I have not done for this part of the front, the other part of the front, and I will be illustrating how I did this. Now to do a French seam, the first thing you will need to do is to trim off one part of your seam allowance. After trimming, the other one that you did not trim out, you would be folding it over just as if you want to sew down your seam allowance. And that is all. So just go on and stitch this down. This would help secure all of your seam lines and prevent fraying. After sewing, this is what I have. You can see how neat it looks. So guys, to proceed, it is now time to join both the front and the back together. And at this point, I would only be joining along the shoulder seam for now, okay? So just go on and stitch this together along the shoulder seam. This is what I have after sewing. So this is what my jacket is looking like so far. To move on, it is now time to join the rivet collar. Right here is my rivet collar. I purposely left the pattern on it. So this part right here is the part that would sit into the back collar, while the other part is the part that will be on the outside. Okay, so in order to sew it down, I will be placing right sides against each other. Remember I said this is the part that would sit into the back collar. So I created a notch from where my rivet collar meets with the lapel, and I'll be sewing that down from one end to the other end, leaving the part that would sit into the back collar open for easy stitching. After sewing, this is what I have. This is what I was illustrating. So I only sew down the parts that will be on the outside, leaving the parts that would sit into the back collar open. Okay, there is no need to sew that down. I created a notch right there, and that is the center back. These other notches are for the shoulder seam. Okay, now moving on, I will be matching the center back notch of the collar on the main jacket itself. I would also match up the shoulder seam notch on the shoulder seam of the jacket. Then I'll pick up the end of the collar and match it up to where the rivet collar meets with the lapel. So you want to make sure that you transfer all of these notches when you are cutting on your fabric. I'll repeat likewise for the other side, and then I'll go ahead and sew this down. You might also want to create tiny notches on your neckline to allow easy sewing. So I'll just go ahead and sew this all the way down. After sewing, this is what I have. So I stitch from one end to the other end. The next thing I'll do is to turn with the lining. So this is the lining for the front. I ironed interfacing on the right side. That's because I want a reverse of the fabric. And this is the lining for the back, or the facing for the back. So what I'll do is to join this together along the shoulder seams. After joining, I'll show us how to turn this with the main fabric. After joining, this is what I have. I don't know why this fabric keeps rolling, but this is what I have. So the next thing I'll do is to match up the crucial points on both the lining and the fabric, or the facing now. I'm matching up the center back on the facing to the center back on the main fabric. Match up the shoulder seam also, and make sure the ends of the lapel also match. So what I'll do is to sew this down along the neckline, and also sew it down all the way down from the lapel to the end of the jacket, and that will be all. Here is what my jacket is looking like. After sewing, I went on to iron it down, and this is why it is looking so neat. I love the contrast that I have on the lapel right there. The next thing I'll need to do is to join this together along the sides, sew down the hem, and fix my buttons. So guys, this is the outcome so far after joining it together by the sides, and I also fixed a basic sleeve. At this point, I haven't fixed my buttons, but I already love how the jacket is coming out to be. If you found this tutorial helpful, which of course I'm sure you did, kindly give it a like, also share, and if you haven't subscribed, please click on the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in my next tutorial. Stay blessed and have a wonderful day.